Good morning. Hello and welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt. I am excited to be here for some fantastic glass. I'm digging in my pocket for my phone. I want to make sure I can see the comments today. Let's get there. Thanks for joining me. Come on in. Come on in the studio. There we are. Yep, bright pink shirt. I do this. I get so many ideas. I get so much material on my work table. I try to do so many things because the ideas are coming out as fast from my head as they can. And there's only so many I can do, but I want to do them all. I want to do them all. So I love to recycle glass jars. Scott will tell you. I will wash the labels off, stack them up, and then I'm like, I'm going to use these. I am. I love to do things with them. Now this one's clearly not finished. By the way, ooh, we match. This is flamingo. This is our color of the week this week, and we do have a special offer. So if you love flamingo, make sure you get yours this week. Get a deal. If you have a studio bag, get a better deal. What's the deal? Hang on, I'll tell you. Hang on, I'll tell you. I always have to look because I don't want to tell you wrong. Let's see. Oh, this one's going to be good. Flamingo, 10% off a quart with the purchase of the Iron Orchid Designs Felicity mold set. Which one is that? I know it's confusing sometimes because it's brand new. So let me introduce you to some of these brand new Iron Orchid Designs 2024 Summer Collection mold sets. This is Persephone. I love saying her name, but I absolutely love the way this looks. Mel and I collaborated on a board yesterday afternoon. It's not sealed, but let me show you. We have some more ideas about what we can do, but look at that blue dye. I'm going to pull her back. If I bring her forward, she gets all blurred out. Look how pretty she is. Just dyed with a blue glaze. Just a blue wash over her. So pretty. This is done with the floral bouquet stamp set in the background. Persephone, and then roses from Felicity, and leaves from the Veridis mold set, which came out last release. We still have all of those in stock, but we have all of these for you. We haven't sold out yet. I bought extra. I knew you may not be able to make it here on last Friday when we had our luncheon, so I made sure to get enough so that you could get here this week. Now this one's pretty cool. This one is acorns and leaves. Boring, you think? Absolutely not. Look how luscious the pieces in this mold set are. Think about all of your fall projects and you do not want to live without this one. Make sure you get this one. Bows. We all love bows. You can put a bow on anything, add some glitter, and it is amazing. Bows is going to carry us through the fall. Think about these on your pumpkins with the leaves. This is going to carry us into Christmas. I can't wait to see what Iron Orchid Designs conjures up for Christmas. This will carry you into New Year's and Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and anniversaries and everything you could imagine. This is the bows. Today, though, with our recycled glass projects, we're going to use Felicity. Now, you may notice two things. Let me show you. Felicity and Persephone are approximately the same size. Felicity and Persephone are smaller than normal. but they pack some kind of punch. They are also, Felicity is also a much thicker, deeper cavity mold set than what we normally have. And that's okay, because the depth that we are experiencing by using this mold set with the roses gives us that amazing garden, real floral feeling when we're doing our crafting. And it is fabulous. I have not tried to 3D these yet, but can you imagine? Look at these roses. Can you imagine creating back-to-back imagery with a pick for your Christmas tree, dolled out with all kinds of glitter and ribbon? I think they're perfect. That's just me, and you know I'm crazy about roses. Now yesterday, this is yesterday's My New Makeup Brush container. I went ahead and I finally got that little trim piece all the way around the back side. I have the front done. I need to seal this, and I'm going to put my initials in here. I think I'm actually going to do my own monogram, because this one's going home to live on my dressing table. Just an old jar. And around this top, to cover up these rings, ribbon. I'm putting ribbon. I don't want jute rope, I want ribbon. So that was one of yesterday's projects. Here's the other. Now, I have to complete this because I haven't finished tying off the knots at the bottom, and I have to create the hanger at the top. But what a beautiful piece of recycled glass that is now a lovely piece of beach decor. You can make these. You can make these. We have plenty of materials so that you can come over Friday and Saturday, Friday or Saturday. You can come here to the studio. You can make your very own. Not available Friday, Saturday? Shoot me a message and I'll make time for you throughout this week. We're a little short-handed this week. The girls went back to college. Pearl is out for a few days. Mel and I are holding down the fort. Beth's coming in today, so it's a whole thing. You can come here, do your crafting. We'll guide you through it. Just if you're going to come this week, give me a call. We have a lot of activities planned. I got a cup out because I have an idea. But I also got out another bottle, another jar, and another jar. I can think of 50,000 different things to do. I just need the time to do them. And today, instead of using the cotton thread that I dyed with one of our blue paints, I have colored that I am going to variegate, run together, and we are going to have a stunning and beautiful multicolored cast net around the top. Let's get to this. I want to get some paint on our jars, and I want to do some more sea glass wash because I have not used it in quite some time. I want to show you all the different colors that the sea glass wash looks absolutely stunning over. So today we're going to start with our Rethunk Junk paint by Laura. This is True Gray, and it really is an absolutely true gray color. Very light but visible. It's not like fog. Fog you can see but not. It's barely there gray. This is very true gray. It does not have any undertones of different colors. Some of our grays have undertones of blue or greige. This is pure gray. Let me show you another jar I made. Recycled. So beautiful. Look at my froggy. He's so cute. And toadstools abound. You can do anything with a recycled jar, and this holds my really tall paintbrushes. And I like that. It looks good on the workbench in the studio. So let's get some paint on this jar, on this bottle. If I can hold my paintbrush still, I can do it. Your first coat doesn't have to be full coverage ever. It doesn't matter if you're painting glass or furniture. Just get your first coat on there. These are prepped already, so I'm not skipping a step. I just went ahead and did it before I started. And once you prep it, wipe it, and let it dry, all you have to do then is get a decent coat of paint on that surface, nice and smooth and even. I'm going to ring around the top right here. There we go. I have found this is the easiest way to paint a bottle. Hold your brush still, turn it over now and again, and just spin that bottle around. Look how easy that was. Simple, simple and easy. All right, I'm going to put this one in front of the fan, right behind us, and turn it on high. There we go. That works well. I got paint on my arm. Can you imagine? Now let's go ahead and get this one. I'm going to spray one more time because we have some rust stains around the lid of this one. And I really would like to get most of that off because I don't want it to show from the inside. The outside we can cover, it's the inside that will show. And that prep really helped that action. Look at that. A little bit more. And let's see if we can get most of that off. I could probably take a scrubby pad. If I had one within reach, I could take a scrubby pad. You'd think I'd have one. If I had all of the things within my reach in this studio that I wanted to use and play with, there would be nowhere for me to sit right here. Y'all realize that, right? All right, let's get some True Gray on our little mason jar, our little pint mason jar. I'm going to go ahead and do this top edge since I've got to do it in the round. And it doesn't matter whether you brush around in a circle or top to bottom. Once you get that paint on there and you let it do its job, it will settle. You won't have the brush strokes. Don't overwork it, and make sure you have enough material on there for it to lay down, because your color will lay down. Isn't that absolutely a gorgeous gray? I love it. We'll put that one in the fan as well. And since we're going, let's go ahead and let's do one of the quart jars as well. This one's nice and clean. And we'll start right here at the top again. Run those ridges at the very top. And I have a special project for this one. There we go. Just beautiful. Now, one of the things we found when we hosted our luncheon and we worked with the Felicity mold set for the very first time in the studio with you is that the mold set is deep. Those cavities are very rich. Now, that presents a challenge when you are trying to demold. I lost my train of thought. When you're trying to demold a regular size mold, you just kind of roll it out. It just works well. It doesn't take much effort. When you are rolling out the Felicity mold, it can be a little bit more challenging. And I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. We'll put those jars in front of the fan. And let me cap our True Gray Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. This is beautiful. Now, let's get our clay out. And let's see what we can do with this with clay. Now, I have not used clay with this particular mold yet. I have used our Hydrocast by Alumilite, and I have used our resin. So this will be the first time I'm working with the clay. Normally, if you have small bits on the edges, I will always recommend that you use your refrigerator or your freezer to help get those small bits out. These are really deep cavities, and there are a lot of pieces in this mold set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different styles, 14 different pieces in this particular mold set. You are going to be able to make some amazing things. Now, I am very frugal. If you have followed me for any length of time, you know that I will use something until there is nothing left of it. And then I'll try to think of what I can do with the dust. Not really, but that's funny. When I am casting a very deep cavity, I will normally try not to use a lot of the clay. I like some of the shallow castings for different projects for various reasons. But if you roll out a smallish section of clay, if you're worried about using all of your material, times are tough, and I understand that, and we all want to get the most that we can get for the money that we have to spend. I know this. So I will show you something I learned from Sally and Josie from a video a long time ago. If you roll out sections of your clay, flatten them just a little bit. You don't want it too flat. You need a little bit of substance there. But you can actually create this mold, this cavity, without using as much clay as it would take to fill the entire cavity. Now, are there inherent dangers in doing this? Absolutely. What kind of danger is there in casting clay? I'm so glad you asked. If you roll it out too thin, if you apply it into your cavity too thin, when you demold, you stand the chance of tearing it. That's the danger. And the second danger is in not getting enough of an impression because you've cast it too shallow. So tamp your clay in with a soft, gentle brush so that you don't poke holes all in it. And that, my friends, is how you can cast a very deep mold without using a lot of your clay product. Now I've cast 3. 2 are nearly full to the top. This one we cast very shallow. So now the challenge with this mold set is demolding. I will always tell you, you can put this in the refrigerator or the freezer if you feel like you want to get a little bit easier demold. There's one, came out absolutely perfect. This silicone mold set is amazingly strong. You will not get this kind of quality from any other manufacturer, especially one that is ripping off the designs that are copyrighted by a mom and pop company that we represent. Don't buy those cheap molds. You will not get the quality and the finish And then you'll be kicking yourself for spending that $10 less. Roll this out, manipulate your silicone, use both hands, help your castings come to life, just like that. Now, this thin one, I'm going to suggest we may want to go ahead and put this in the freezer because it's thin. I'm afraid it will tear. So I'm going to go put this one in the freezer for just a few minutes while we work on our bottles again. Now let's grab the ones that are, these need a little bit more dry time. We'll leave those right there. We'll take this one right here. It looks good, but it needs a little bit more paint. So let's get that material on here while we wait for the other two bottles to dry. And I'm going to reach across. I'm going to dip my brush just a little bit. I need a little bit of moisture to move that paint. And I'm going to set that tiny little casting right there so I don't squish it. All right. And let's go one more time with our True Gray. Let's go ahead and get our second coat. And go ahead and try to cover this time. I am going to use our Sea Glass wash. It looks amazing over this True Gray. I want to show you that. If you want a little more monochrome, you know what we could do? We could do one of the bottles with True Gray and Black Pearl wash, and we could do our roses in white and dark gray slate, or we have a charcoal finish. We could do that and have a very monochromatic finish. Let's do that on this one, and we'll colorize the other ones with our Sea Glass. No matter what your style of decor, no matter what colors you use to decorate, you can make any of these recycled, upcycled projects match your home decor, look very high-end, whether you are country, farmhouse, English country, French flea market, monochromatic, modernistic. It doesn't matter what your colors or your style might be. You can upcycle a bottle instead of throwing it in the recyclables, and you can make something fabulous from it. Save yourself a lot of design money and save one more glass bottle from going into the recycling. Because I'm telling you, not all the recycling gets recycled. If you live in this area and you traverse Highway 52 into Darlington, look to your left, and that is what I mean. Not all the recycling gets recycled. So let's do it ourselves. And when we do, if you're a flipper, if you have a booth space, these are simple, quick projects that you can maximize your profit margin. How beautiful that is. And you'll be saving the earth at the same time. We're all about that, aren't we? We definitely need to save some of this earth. All right. I'm going to flip my phone back open. If you're just joining me, thank you so much for being here. I absolutely love our schedule. Thank you so much for being here. The paint, this is Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. This is the brand that we carry and sell and use. You can find all 45 colors on our website. We have 7 metallics, soon to be 10. We have antique glazing so that you do not have to wax anything. We have 3 different sheens of sealant. We have a matte finish, a low luster matte finish, a satin finish, and a semi-gloss finish. We even have a tintable glaze, so you can colorize and make your own glaze. So if you really wanted to make these details that are already here pop, you could create your very own glaze with that. We teach these paints every day, every week, so I'm really glad you're here today. Watch some more of our videos and get with me if you have questions. I'll be glad to send you some information. And if you're interested, I will be glad to ship you some product so that you can start your adventure with the simplest, easiest decor paint there is to use on the market. Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. Family owned and operated, y'all, out of Millen, Georgia. Now I'm grabbing our mold set back out of the fridge. I know it hasn't been in there a long time, but let's see if we can roll out this thin cast rose set. It hasn't set up quite enough, and I'm going to tear it to pieces doing it. So I tell you what, chink, chink, chink. I really feel like this needs more refrigeration time, but if I'm gentle enough, I think I can get it out. It's coming out. I'm not going to say that it's going to come all the way out. Now this one's hard. I'm going to be honest. This one's hard because it's so thick and it's a smaller size. This 6x10 is fabulous, but because it's smaller and deeper, it's hard to roll this out. So do the best you can. If you have issues with your fingers or your wrists, get one of the kids to help you with this. Teach them how to roll a mold. There we go. Find the way to manipulate it. You're not going to tear this silicone. If you do, you let me know. Don't cut it just to do it. But if you roll this out like I'm doing and you run into a problem with it, let me know. There have been very few quality issues with with our Iron Orchid Designs products. I rarely have heard of any design issues with the molds. No quality issues. I'm going to go ahead and pull this clay out of here. I may not be able to do this one quickly enough to satisfy what I'm trying to do. So I'll do it later, but you can thin set. I'll put it in there and I'll refrigerate it later, but you can do it. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and get some molds ready to go on these containers that we are painting and drying right now. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate seeing you. It's 9:36. Our time is just about spent. Boy, 30 minutes goes by so fast. I'm going to get some leaves done. No matter what, I will continue to work toward finishing these glass containers. And if you want to make your own, this is the Felicity mold set. It can be found on our website in the Iron Orchid Designs Summer 2024 or 2024 Summer Collection. I like to call them collections because they are fabulous collections. And you can get this mold set and some clay. We also carry the Alumilite casting resin as well as some of the color creator kits. If you're not sure what those are, send me a message. I'll send you a link to some of the projects we've done with color creator kits. Oh, I knocked his antlers off, but he now looks like a llama. This is created with our mica powders and our dyes. See how sparkly? That comes in our color creator kits. You get different colors, different mica powders, different glitters, and you can use them to really zhuzh up your projects when you're casting your molds. We love them, but you can get your casting resin here. Also, the HydroCast kits are sold out, but there are more on the way, so just hold tight. I'll let you know as soon as they're back in stock. The beautiful thing about clay and casting resin is that you can create a flexible piece. The difficult thing for me to accept right now is that with the HydroCast, it is not flexible. Not. I have tried, I have experimented, I have broken pieces, ruined some castings, found a way to recycle them and use them. Don't fear, please don't think I threw them in the trash. I did not. But they did not come out the way they were intended or the way they should have. The HydroCast is strictly flat media, period. There's no two ways about it. But it is still an amazing finish and one that I recommend you experience. All of these mediums are available here at Two Girls Treasure. I'm going to grab that rose right there and let me cap that and move this over. I usually cut my clay down into chunks, put it in these little 2-ounce lidded cups. They're ketchup cups. If you're at Five Guys, those are ketchup cups. But you can put your clay in there and put it in the refrigerator and it lasts so much longer. I'm going to grab this little floral right here. And yeah, I want this one right here too. And that's what we'll go with for today. Now, these are in. Let's see if I can demold them without flipping them over this time. So I'm going to roll them hard this way and then manipulate it. Look, that came right straight out. Manipulate it in a side direction. I'll get these smaller ones out. They're absolutely gorgeous. The detail on these is phenomenal. All right, let's roll this hard in this direction. Let me see if I can hold it this time. I did. That's out. That one's trying to come out. This one has a small bit, so that one might be a little more challenging. Let's see what we can do here. Came out perfect. I love that. Bend it, manipulate it, pull it, take the edge of your casting and gently pull it out. This one's going to be a little booger and won't come straight on out. But there we go. There we go. Oh, that's a pretty one. I have one left and it has a small bit. I think I'll leave that in there and we'll refrigerate that one to come out next. So I'm going to set these to the side very quickly. And our wine bottle is done. I'm going to dust over these castings with the same true gray that we have on the bottle. Just tamp your color on gently. You don't want to smush out your detail work. And I'll tell you what, let's get a smaller, softer brush. That way we can get the paint in the details without damaging that detail. Let's do this monochromatic finish on this wine bottle. And later when we're through playing here, I will use our Midnight or Slate, and I will dye some cotton thread, and we will encase it in a nautical finish just like we did with the one from yesterday. If you would like to work with these products, I can do a kit if you don't have any glass bottles, but I'm sure you have glass bottles. If you're not local and you want a kit of the items that we are using, I will create a discount code for you. Even though you're not local, it's fine. I want to share all of this love of crafting and recycling with you as well. So you will save 10% on your Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura products, which means you can get a quart of True Gray. You can get, you know what, a quart of any color. You can get one of the washes. We have 5. They're a sealer and a hardener, so they're perfect for these projects with clay. They also have a translucent color to them. Yesterday we used sea glass. Go back and replay, #replay that video so you can see how to use the sea glass wash. And you can get, let's see, what else do we have that we're using? 10% off your Rethunk Junk Paint products with the purchase of a pad of Iron Orchid Designs clay and the Felicity mold. I love making special offers on the spot. Just remember, I'll have to go off the live and onto the website to create that discount for you. If there's something else you'd like to add to the project kit, let me know, and I will add that to the discount code so we can share the love. Now, I cannot discount the Iron Orchid Design products, y'all know that. I hate discounting the paint, y'all know that, but I will share that with you. I will share that with you. Shipping is not inexpensive these days, but I will ship it the best way possible so that you don't have to spend too much of your precious funding trying to get the products that you want. Now, I've based these in gray, but I'm going to go ahead and add the white to them. They'll have a little bit of a cement finish to them, even though they're clay. We're not trying to fool anyone, but we are. Just simply because we can replicate a finish with color just by tamping it on gently and carefully. And I know it's time for me to go. I really want to just play a little while longer. Do y'all mind? Do you want to stay for just a little while longer? Stay here and let's see this happen. Just tamp some of that color on to make sure you're using a soft brush with your wet clay. Okay, and get that white paint on. We've got our leaves right here, our small florals to go with. And if you're calling, I swear I should have been done 15 minutes ago, but I'm really having so much fun. Sometimes these things take a little bit more time. And I start to finish. I don't start in the middle. I start to finish. Too much. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Let's let that sit for just a second. I'm going to cap my white. I'm going to cap my gray. Let me wipe some of that white off. Let me get our black pearl wash, and I'll show you how amazing it looks. Let's see. Black pearl, that's one stone. That's not it either. Oh my goodness. Okay. The children were here on Friday, and my washes are over here with my stains. Not ideal. I use these a lot. Look, I use these a lot. Black pearl was, always will be my favorite wash product. Shake them. It's okay if they get the bubbles in them. You're getting ready to brush it onto your surface. There we go. Open sesame. I also have a tendency to take a brush and stir from the bottom. There's a lot of pigment in here, and you want to make sure you get all the good bits. This is black pearl wash. It looks strong on that paper towel, doesn't it? Let me show you. I'm going to get a bigger brush. Let me show you what it does. I love these longer brushes. Black pearl wash, just like our sea glass wash, is a translucent sealer and hardener. All you have to do is brush this on. If you want to smooth it, I'd recommend a stain pad or one of our miracle brushes. I wouldn't use a paper towel unless you damp it. That way it's not really pulling the material off. But I probably still, my finger stuck, I probably still would not use a paper towel because you'll pull too much material off. Smooth it down. Don't overwork it. Let it do its job. Just get it on there. If you want it heavier in an area, make it heavier in an area. If you want to drip it, if you want that texture, leave the texture. I want a nice smooth finish because I want that monochromatic look here. There, my finger's out. I was worried there for just a minute. It was not working for me. So blend it down, smooth it out. I need yet one more bigger brush, and I tell you, to get it smooth, I'm not going to saturate my brush bristles. I'm just going to damp them. There we go. You can add to it. You can pull some off. You don't have to have a heavy finish. There we go. Boy, I rolled that on the paper towel to get my finger out, and I like the texture it gave the finish. I might have to try that. There we go. Just a nice, gentle, translucent black over the gray. Just a little bit extra. Now, when we add our roses, we will have a fabulous concrete monochromatic finish. we'll do our glue the good old-fashioned way. I do like using a brush to put my glue on anyway. I always gum up the lid. I always gum up this pour spout, no matter what I do. Your fingers are gonna get dirty, it will wash. You might pull a little bit of the paint off, it will repaint. Let's set this on. Because it's clay, it is pliable. Lay it down. If you stand it back up, because that is a heavy casting, it's likely to slide. Give it a minute. Give it some time. I'm gonna take a prop. I forgot to paint those. I'm gonna take a prop and lay it right there. That may not hold it still. But that will. Prop it and, no it won't. Prop it and hold it still. There we go. That way your casting won't slide. It is heavy, it is wet, it's like snow, it will move. How do I know what snow is like? We don't have it here. I'm gonna say that one too many times and God is gonna get me and we're gonna have a major blast this year. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, I do like it once in a blue moon. Maybe that'll be this year. How did I do that? I laid it down. That's how. There we go. Beautiful leaves next. If you get glue somewhere you do not want it to be, take a damp brush or even a dry brush, a smallish one. These fluffy brushes are great. Get the glue off your surface. It leaves marks and I don't care for that, so I try to get the excess glue off. If you damp your brush, it helps. There we go. Let's get a couple more of these castings on here so we can get this one finished for the day. I think I'm going to cascade these roses from top to bottom, just on this one side. If we're going to be monochromatic, we might as well be monoside. Once you get your castings in place, make sure that you allow them time to dry. Make sure that you keep your eye on them so they don't slide. There we go. And I have a couple pieces right here. I'm going to get some paint on before I add them, and we'll just let that be. It will take a while for those to sit up, probably 20 minutes. This Quick and Thick does a fabulous job. It's one of my favorite glues. I like to let it just sit up for a little while. And once it's done, I can add some more white to it so I still have more of the monochromatic. Also, make sure your edges are laid down. You don't want any weak spots, and a weak spot when you're adding your molds is that piece that's lifted up, because either it will peel off or someone will grab hold of it and peel it off for you. That is a real thing. People will do that. I'm not people. I wouldn't do that. But someone will. This is going to be stunning. I'm going to go dye my cotton thread. I'm leaning really hard on my charcoal. I don't want pure black, but I don't want slate. I want a little bit richer than slate, so that's my mix. I will get to that shortly, and I will show you some images when it's done. We will nautical net this. Why would I do that to roses? Because it really just gives it such a beautiful and dramatic effect. That's going to be so beautiful. I'll add some more to it. Might even add some fairy lights to the inside so we get a neat finish effect from it. But when we're done with this today, we're going to have a very beautiful high-end replication of a decor vase that we really have just put together with some Rethunk Junk paint by Laura, some wash, same brand, the Felicity mold set from Iron Orchid Designs, and I'm going to take my smallish ones and throw them in the refrigerator, and that's it. And the air dry clay, that's it. That's all we've had to use to accomplish this beautiful look. I may add some glitter around the neck to give it more drama. But instead of throwing away your glass containers or even your plastic containers, find a way to recycle them, upcycle them, use them for something fantastic, and have fun with them. If you would like to join me in the studio during the week, give me a call. Let's work out a time. Otherwise, I will plan to see you Friday evening, 5 o'clock, or Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. We have lots of activities going on in the area. Please, please mark your calendar. 7 a.m. Saturday morning. It is the church-wide yard sale at First Baptist in Florence. You should see everything they have. I'll share the post with you so you can take a look. There's also a bake sale. All the proceeds go to missions. And if you know me, there's a big one coming up in April for our children. We want to make sure that they can get there. Thank you for being here today. I'm Diane Pruitt. Thank you for staying late with me. We're a little bit long in the studio, but boy, it was having fun. Thank you. We'll do the other 2 containers. Maybe I'll do them later. I don't think I'll pop back on live, but I will record for you. And we will see you right back here again tomorrow morning. We will do Wednesday. We will have some more fantastic ways for you to upcycle your glass containers and use them. Use them. Have a blessed and wonderful afternoon. Thank you again for being here with me. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I'll look forward to seeing you again in the morning. Bye, y'all.